This is the TorbayHour radio show.
Good evening, it is just after 8 o'clock. It is Monday evening, which means it's time for the TorbayHour radio show, and a momentous one this week because it's 12 months ago that we said that for the very first time.
Oh,
it's amazing. Where's the year gone?
Backwards, over there.
I know, it's incredible though. What a year it's been. We've had comment from the Prime Minister on the show, we've had comment from the Chancellor of the Exchequer, we've had the police, we've had lawyers, we've had solar panel advice, we've had
entertainers,
IT,
everything,
social media,
blogging,
photography, you name it.
He's the lot.
Absolutely. And it's the start of even bigger things in our second year, possibly even learning to walk.
No. Are we running?
If you've never listened to the show before, welcome along. What we do is we talk and we tweet business. You're familiar with the TorbayHour, the most influential Torbay or Twitter hour?
We had a tweet on Friday night saying you must be the most organised hashtag at chat hour ever.
Right. Well, at least the most organised hashtag chat hour ever, if not the most influential. Of course, talking and tweeting business in Torbay and South Devon. The next hour is filled up with you, what you do, where you do it, how people get in touch, what great deals you can offer, and why we should do business with you. It's as simple as that. It's a free advert for the next hour. There is no catch. We've just been discussing this in the studio. With us tonight, Dave Lehman, who's from Outset Finance. Am I right there? Outset Finance?
Yes, good evening, Rick.
Good evening, yes. And we were saying we give away advertising for an hour, and this goes against the grain for radio stations. That's what it's all about.
We're good like that.
We are good like that. If you have something you'd like to promote, you'd like to talk about or anything, then get in touch tonight. The easiest way to do that, Martin, is...
hashtag TorbayHour or at Torbay_hour.
And we will get you on the show. We could even be giving you a call. So if you're maybe running a special event, maybe you want to give it a bit of a plug, maybe you've got something coming up this weekend, we can help you get that last minute plug and advertising. And of course, the show is available on the Listen Again feature on YouTube later on in the week. So loads more chances for you to hear what is happening in Torbay and South Devon. Now, as ever, we start the show with our account of the week. This week, I was going to say technical, but it's not really technical. We're talking about saving money with printing, which is good. Refresh cartridges. And a very good evening tonight to Chris. Good evening, Chris.
Good evening.
Now, Refresh cartridges, it's a name which people in Torbay and South Devon are fairly familiar with, really, isn't it?
Yeah, I'd hope so.
Now, it's one of those silly questions, isn't it? But Refresh cartridges, basically, you started out by refilling ink cartridges.
Yeah, pretty much. Our core business has always been cheaper cartridges, so either refilling old cartridges or providing like a third-party alternative to the manufacturer's originals. But we do, of course, sell the OEM cartridges as well.
Now, this is one of the weird things, isn't it? Because when you buy a printer these days, if you go into PC World or something like that, 30 quid buys you a printer which is actually pretty damn good. Cartridges with that printer are going to set you back about 60 quid if you buy another set at the same time.
Yeah, that sounds about right.
The world has gone mad because it's cheaper. It's cheaper if you were in a big superstore to buy another printer at the same time than it is to buy the cartridges.
Yeah, potentially. There are a few downsides to that. I mean, environmental impact notwithstanding, a printer usually is supplied with a lower capacity cartridge, so even if you were to do that, you'd just end up with like a third full cartridge, and you'd still be kind of getting through the same kind of cost. When it came to buying replacement cartridges, it's just you'd be throwing away the printer every time.
Okay, so what if we were then deciding to get the cartridges refilled? What kind of saving compared with an OEM cartridge are we looking at?
It depends. It depends vastly on the printer. Broadly speaking, the more you spend on a printer, the cheaper the cartridges for that machine are going to be. If you were to spend £60 plus on a printer, for example, you can ordinarily get a machine which will take cartridges that cost like literally £2 a pop. If you buy the 30 quid printer that you mentioned, ordinarily all the technology is inside the cartridge, it's not inside the printer, and even with the refills, you are still looking at a fairly substantial investment to buy replacement inks. It may be half of what it would be if you were to buy it elsewhere, but it wouldn't be as low as as low as say £2 a cartridge, which you could get if you were to purchase the right thing in the first place.
I mean, this goes back to the old adage, doesn't it, of buy it cheap, buy it twice.
Exactly.
Yeah. So which way is printer technology going? Because if you're doing bulk printing in sort of black and white, you're just belching out letters, it's always been laser printers is the way forward. And if you sort of throw in some colour, you're moving into inkjet. Is that still right?
Yeah, if you want to throw in any photographs, it's almost always inkjet. Laser printers always have been historically and still are now pretty poor when it comes to photographic printing. In addition, most home users, the kind of laser printer that you would be looking at picking up, it wouldn't really be any more kind of cost effective when it came to the ongoing running costs of the machine. It's not like if say you're a big office and you buy a machine that can do 10,000, 15,000 pages out of a cartridge. Most home laser printers now still do like 1,000 pages out of the cartridge, so they're not particularly kind of heavy duty. But certainly, a laser printer would typically be better for letter printing and for block graphic printing, and most people would still go back to the inkjet for any kind of photographic work, or indeed if you were just a basic home user.
Now, in these days of the internet being sort of everywhere, basically, are people still printing as much stuff? Is it sort of homework things and personal photos and stuff?
Yeah, I think so. I think the idea was that we would have the paperless office by now, and that no one would print anything. But just looking across my desk at the moment, I've got half a ream worth of stuff that's been printed out. If you look at the accounts for the year, then it's all down on physical papers. So absolutely, I think people are still printing, even though realistically we probably shouldn't be so much.
Well, I don't know about you, but I mean that paperless office thing is a complete misnomer, because as soon as anyone mentioned that, it doubled the paperwork. And it's always far easier to read something from a sheet of paper than it is off a screen anyway. However good the screen is, there's still nothing quite like holding a sheet of paper.
Yeah, completely. I mean, if I have a proofread, it's always a case of printing it out and then getting a pen and then doing the old-fashioned way. You just see more. You just see more on paper. I don't know why.
Definitely. So you refill ink cartridges, nice and simple. That's sort of black ones plus the colour ones, and the posh ones are the multiple colours, aren't they? When you get them, you can refill laser toner cartridges as well.
Yeah, again, quite often we would supply what's called a compatible or a remanufactured product. So basically, either a third-party version which is brand new, or a cartridge that has been pre-refilled. The issue with a lot of the products that we supply is that in order to do the job properly, you do need to have a big factory, and you do need to replace a couple of dozen parts within the actual cartridge. So it doesn't necessarily lend itself to kind of doing it in store, but we have an alternative that has been pre-done and that will save money and will be guaranteed. Because
the cartridge manufacturers started getting cunning, didn't they, by having the chips in them that your printer then wouldn't talk to a sort of remanufactured one?
Yeah, absolutely. Home refilling has been pretty much killed by the fact that if you refill a cartridge, quite often it just simply won't work when you put it back into the printer again.
Curse these giants!
It's a little bit. Again, I'm a bit of a closet environmentalist, and it's a little bit of a funny one to create a product out of, essentially, and then make it so that you can't actually refill it, and you do have to put it just straight into landfill.
Yeah. So we can do ink refilling, we can do toner refilling or alternative supply. That benefits the environment, saves you money. That's nice and simple. Yep. What else can you do for us?
Well, we have, this is going to sound a little bit funny, but we have diversified the business quite a lot by selling a huge range of alternative products on eBay and Amazon and such like, which we do keep in stock in our stores and in our warehouse. You're talking everything from computer peripherals and hardware and the kind of things maybe you would expect to top trumps Monopoly, Sonic the Hedgehog wallets. I'm just naming things off the top of my head here, but just a load of random products that you wouldn't even necessarily expect to get within a cartridge shop.
Well, it's one of the things, looking through, when you buy a computer, you kind of don't tend to realise, the computer's the kind of central bit in the middle, but by the time you've got a printer and then you've got some blank CDs or DVDs, all the leads to connect it all together, the spare cartridges, the whole thing, you're kind of nigh on doubling the amount of kit that you've got on your desk.
Yeah.
And I've had a quick look through, and I think you can do most of that for us.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, pretty much without exception, if it's something that's consumable for your computer, we can do it. So your papers and your cards and stuff like that, and CDs, DVDs. All of that kind of stuff we can certainly do, and like I say, just a couple of unexpected bits and pieces as well on top of that.
Now, from a business-to-business point of view, if people are using large amounts of CDs or DVDs and stuff like that, and if you're sending out demos of your material, whether it's audio or video or whatever, you can do that a lot. Do you do kind of bulk buy package prices for people?
Yeah, we offer 30-day accounts to all businesses, and we can offer trade accounts as well. There are certain products. I mean, media typically is a very low margin product, and there's not a huge amount there. But then again, I'm comparing myself to other people on marketplaces and on the internet, and I guess if you were to go to one of the larger chain stores, without mentioning any names locally, then we would probably make quite a significant savings, even just with the conventional pricing. But certainly, whenever you buy more than just a couple of things from us, we're happy to talk price.
Brilliant. So where do people find you? You've got a couple of retail outlets.
Yeah, we've got two shops in a warehouse. We've got a store on Torquay Road in Paignton. We've got a store on Queen Street in Newton Abbot, and our warehouse is just next door to Lidl on Newton Road in Torquay.
We know where you are.
Yes.
That's fine. Excellent. So pretty much then for all your consumables, it's a funny term really, consumables, but I guess it implies to me some pizza or cake or something, but it's not. It's the stuff which your computer uses and throws away.
Yeah, I haven't diversified that far yet, so don't come into us for that.
Well, you never know where it might go. But now, you mentioned the environmental side of this. Do you do the dispose? So if someone has got cartridges which they can't refill or they don't want to refill, can you get rid of them for them?
Yeah, absolutely. We're just talking to Rowcroft actually about taking on doing a charity collection in conjunction with them. In the meantime, absolutely, you can drop the cartridges into us and we'll get them recycled. They're again, because of the technology built into a lot of these cartridges to prevent the recycling, so you have to create a new cartridge. The value of a lot of them is now negligible, but we can still get it. We can still get it recycled so that it doesn't go into landfill. And certainly anything that does have a residual value, the money is going to end up going to charity.
Brilliant. So the message really is don't throw it away, bring it into you. You can do some good and help the environment just a little bit.
Exactly. And feel free to buy something while you're here.
Well, absolutely. and presumably the kettle is always on.
Yes, absolutely.
Chris, thank you very much for being our account of the week this week.
Yeah, no worries. Thank you very much indeed.
Have you got special offers for Christmas coming up at all?
We've got pretty much everything you need for Christmas, to be honest. But I
can't believe we're talking about it. Ridiculous.
Again, if you just, I guess the thing to do really would just be to Google refresh cartridges eBay, and then you'll get our eBay store, which has got all the non-cartridge related items on there. Take a look on there, and we can always do a discount for picking up in store.
Brilliant. Give us your contact details on Twitter and Facebook and whatever.
Yeah, absolutely. I can give you our phone number, which is 01803 449 339. With regards to Facebook, there's a different account for each of the shops. So if you just search for refresh cartridges, and the same on Twitter.
Brilliant. 01803 449 339 is the good old phone number.
That's it.
Good to talk, Chris. Thanks for being our account of the week. Good luck.
Thank you for having me.
And have a fantastic... I can't believe I'm going to say it. Have a fantastic Christmas.
You too.
This is the TorbayHour radio show.
Certainly is. We're talking and tweeting business. A busy old night already. Martin, what have we got? Loads of pictures from the TorbayHour Awards on Friday night.
Yes, and we don't mention Christmas until November, please.
Yeah, but from a business point of view, this is the build-up now. So you've got to be thinking about the stock, you've got to be thinking about your decorations for the store, your staffing. Yeah, it's all kinds of things. I know it goes against everything I stand for. But from a business point of view, you have to start thinking about it.
All right, I'll take that one.
Okay. What have we got then?
Right, so the Feline Network, they messaged us in the week. The charity shop in Winner Street in Paignton, they're looking for volunteers at the moment. So if you if you like your cats and you've got some time to spare, then give them a shout and see if you can help them out. We got a new account. They started literally today. I saw them come online at PA Holidays. They're part of the Purple Angels group. PA Holidays is their new fundraiser offering holidays with respite care for dementia sufferers and their carers. They do a lot of work in Torbay, actually, Torbay-based company, so give them a follow. If you're looking for something to do at the weekend, at Miss Ivy Events, they've got a vintage fair at Torbay Abbey on Sunday, 10:30 till 4. I can see Mrs M liking that one, especially if they're selling stuff.
You got to fill a new house somehow.
Yeah. And the Lost Sound are back. Hello. They finally found us again online. They forgot about the radio show, but now they've remembered.
Now, I was talking about that because the choral music is the thing at the moment. Everyone is doing choral. We play music from Lost Sound. We play music from Semitoned.
Yeah.
This year, apparently, the Edinburgh Festival was just about a cappella groups, and there's all kinds of stuff around at the moment. It's about time we got new material from the Lost Sound Chorus. So,
yes, please. We like them.
Need new material, please. You know how to get in touch. Also, the guys there from Refresh Cartridges, they were telling us there about their eBay shops. They've just tweeted links to that. So they are on the feed tonight. So if you're looking for links through to them, you can find it all in the Torbay Hour Twitter feed, the hashtag Twitter feed there tonight. Now, if you are starting a business, you need help and advice. One of the big things you need help and advice about is finance. Joining us in the studio tonight is Dave Lehman from Outset Finance. Good evening.
Good evening.
Are you terrified and intimidated by the bunch of loonies that you've come into?
I wouldn't go that far, but you can read my mind, surely.
Yeah, I can. Yeah. Right. Okay. Now let's get serious for one moment. You're starting a business. There are all kinds of costs you're facing. Now, whether that's you're working from home and you need marketing, or whether you need IT, or whether you need policies, or whatever it is, there is some kind of finance requirement, even if you don't think about it. Some people probably just go out and find a credit card and max that out. You basically advise people on how to do it in a more sensible, structured way.
Well, what I do is provide funding through a government-backed initiative called Startup Loans. And that is designed to help people who are thinking of starting up in business or in the early stages, maybe in the first 2 years, and want to expand and can't find the funding through conventional means, such as through the banks, for example.
Right. Now, so what's the process then? Talk me through it. So if we always default to our widgets, or it might be a coffee shop or whatever it is. We've had a great idea for a business. We decide we want to start it up. Is it a case of getting a business plan and coming to you?
That will be part of the process, absolutely. So the first thing to do is get in contact with us and register an interest. Say, hey, I've got a business idea, or I've got a business that's going at the moment, and I need some funding for it. What we do then is make contact, have a quick chat on the phone, see if the idea is a viable one, and then go through various stages of a process. And part of that will include writing a business plan. Right.
Now, you talked about there if someone was already running a business. Now, is the purpose of the financing that you can provide or help them get in touch with to sort of take it to the next level, or is it sort of maintain the business going?
No, it is, as you say, the first part, take it to the next level. The funding's available for existing businesses, as say, up to 2 years old, who want to expand. They might want to buy a new piece of kit. They might need to employ another member of staff, for example, or they might need to get some more stock. And we're there to talk to if they can't get the funding elsewhere.
Right, there is so much we can talk about with this, because I want to know about things like the environment that we're working in now, the sort of are we out of recession, stuff like that. We have got loads of time to do that between now and 9 o'clock. It is our first birthday show, which is easy for me to say. And I thought what we'd do is we would play some music tonight from some of the acts that have been with us right the way through the show, really. So going to start with one of the big songs that was, I think, possibly even on the first show a year ago. From Adam Isaac. This has been an absolutely massive song all the way through the year. People love it. It's Breathe in Love on the TorbayHour radio show.
When something wakes you up and shakes you up and keeps you up all night, you must embrace it and chase it and breathe in love. just your skin. Simple complication. Nothing to lose, but you cannot win. When something wakes you up and shakes you up and keeps you up all night, must embrace it and chase it and breathe it out. Beautiful inside. Ooh, ooh, beautiful inside. Breathe Breathe in love and feed your soul. Breathe in love and feed your soul. Beautiful inside. Beautiful inside. Breathe in love. Beautiful inside. Beautiful inside. Breathe in love. Breathe in love. Breathe in love.
Devon's own Adam Isaac, and that, of course, is Breathe in Love. Huge song for the past year on the TorbayHour radio show. It's coming up to 25 past 8. We are talking and we are tweeting business. Martin, what's coming in on the feed?
Right, so we have, he says, going back a bit, Golden Hind Ships, they're promoting their Halloween events. There's other events to get through before Christmas, all right? At ENI_marketing, they've got 25 marketing services in-house, so if you are looking for marketing at the moment, then get in touch with them. We got loads of marketing bods online, so loads of people can help you out with that one. At Patronus UK, they're new today. They're a security company based in Exeter, but they're joining
You said
us.
Patronus, I thought Formula One for a moment.
See, Patronus, I go straight to Harry Potter.
Yeah, that was a protecting spell, wasn't it? Yeah.
So there you go.
Yes.
At SJG Energy, time to get your boiler serviced.
Tell me about it. I know. Boilers, heating pumps, all that kind of stuff.
All that
Yeah.
jazz. Get them all sorted out now, because you don't want to get to a very cold winter and find your boiler's not working.
Unless you fancy a cuddle.
Unless you maybe I'll go turn mine off.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, that's the trick. Isn't it? Yeah.
Got to get a cuddle somehow.
Yes, well, the way you treat your wife, so you talk about your wife, I'm surprised you ever do.
Yeah, she doesn't listen to the show.
You get away with that one. What else?
Right, at Southwest Holes, they're showing off their new logo. Looks very smart, boys and girls. I don't know if it's boys or girls. Guys, well done.
Quick thinking, I like that.
At Torbay Jelly, they've got their open jelly day on the 10th of September. So if you don't know what the Torbay Jelly is...
We need to explore jelly.
Yeah, basically, Torbay Jelly is a co-working space. So you can go there with loads of people that work on their own, and you can all work together and bounce ideas off of each other and all meet up in one space.
Right, do they shout at each other across the room?
I don't know. Ask James. James has gone to a couple of jellies. I haven't made it yet.
Because if it was really loud, they'd scream, and it'd be jelly and ice cream. Ice cream.
Oh, my God.
Anyway, back to Dave. Dave Lehman is in the studio with us tonight. We're talking about starting up a business in Torbay and South Devon. We were talking off air. Is there a degree of confidence now that there perhaps wasn't 12 months ago in setting up a business? Is it kind of perceived to be less risky?
I think people do have more confidence than they did 12 months ago. There is more of a feel-good factor around. But on the other side of the coin, certainly the growth spurts that we hear about in the big cities, i.e. London, don't necessarily translate down to the part of the world that we live in. So there are still tough environments and tough challenges for us. But people are thinking, hey, if I'm going to start a business up, I can always put a barrier in the way. Why not go for it?
Okay. Are there any particular sectors that you're seeing businesses being started in? I mean, the traditional one, I guess, for this neck of the woods would be leisure and tourism. But to a certain degree, is that saturated a little bit? Are there new businesses opening up in that, or are you seeing perhaps high tech or something like that?
I think it's across the board. We won't discriminate against any type of business. So typically, we'll see somebody who says, "I'm a plumber. I want to go out on my own. I need a van, I need the finance for it," all the way through to some sexy high-tech stuff that's going on. Absolutely. So it's across the board. People have different ideas, and we're happy to talk to them about anything.
Okay. Now, when you're talking about finance with these government-backed schemes, is this something which is grant funding, or is this something which they are going to have to pay back eventually?
Yeah, it is a loan, so there's no grant involved. Just give you a bit of history to the startup loans. They were set up in 2012 by the government. That they'd like to get more people back to work. Self-employment, starting your own business is a great route to do that. But one of the key obstacles was obtaining the funding through the high street banks. So the government put a pot of money aside in order for people with viable business ideas to be able to start up their business. And up to now, they've helped 31,000 individuals across the country with £165 million of lending.
Right. Now, that was obviously set up under the coalition government that we had back in 2012. With the change in government this year, has that changed? Is government policy still in supporting that, or is that something which they're now trying to sort of change direction on?
As far as I'm aware, they still want to support it. I think before the election, the Prime Minister came out and said, we want to help 75,000 new businesses this year instead of 25,000. So, the will is there, and we wait to see what the outcome is of the next tranche.
That'll be an interesting one.
I'm not privy to it just at this stage.
No. So if we've got our great business idea, we've decided what it is we want to launch, we've come to you, we've written a business plan in conjunction with it, and actually sitting down to write a business plan is something which is not quite as easy as I'd like to launch my widget, we'll sell it in a shop. The way that it has to be worded to meet sort of criteria, whether it's for a bank or whether it's for other types of funding, is something which it's not easy, because your business idea is something which is personal to you, isn't it? It's in your headspace and you understand it, but actually articulating that is not an easy game to play.
You're absolutely right. I was talking to a guy today who's a motor mechanic, and he said, this is hard, me trying to put into words what I want to do. I said, well, it's kind of horses for courses. You flip it round. You give me a spanner and a wrench in front of your car, and I'd be kicking the tyres. So there are useful resources we can offer if people are stuck with a business plan. On our website, there's a useful template under the resources section showing you the key sections that you need to cover off when starting a business. And there's also a useful online tool with tutorials, video tutorials, and workshops as well, so people can sort of get some background information as to what they need to put down. But ultimately, each and every business idea is different. I've seen sort of one-page business plans that are too light, and equally I've seen some that are 150 pages, which kind of a little bit hard going.
I was just going to ask you, is there a kind of, because with a CV, people always say, you shouldn't have more than 2 sides or whatever it is. Is there a kind of perfect length for a business plan, or does that depend on the complexity of the business that you're dealing with?
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, if I say what would a good average be, it would probably be 10 or 12 sides of A4.
Right.
And as I say, there are some key components that you need to put in there. I think everybody is great at telling you how wonderful they are at what they're going to do. But the ones that are really going to make a difference is tell me where your customers are going to come from. I think that really is a key one.
Now, with something like that, that's kind of market research before you've actually launched the business to a certain degree, isn't it?
Yes.
Are there any tools, or are there kind of pre-done market research for different business sectors that people can tap into to get that kind of information out?
I think the World Wide Web can give you as much information as you need. but often that's just restricted to this is what a country's potential is. What we're interested in is the individual themselves and how they can, find a market within their own neck of the woods. For example, if you're going to be based in Torbay, tell me how you've arrived at this number of customers that you think are going to come to you. What makes you a bit different? Why would people come to you and not go to the competition? Because with a lot of businesses, there's always somebody else who's doing what you're doing. So how can you break into that market?
Okay.
We can certainly give help with regards to sort of market research, things to do, how to devise a questionnaire and go out to an audience to say, hey, if I sold this product or made this product, would you be interested in buying it and at what price, etc.
And I guess social media is a great platform for doing that kind of research, which historically would have cost a fair amount. You can virtually do it for free via the web. You
can. I think SurveyMonkey is out there that will allow you to put together 10 questions, and that's free. Often we see new businesses put up a Facebook page and put a questionnaire on there and ask friends, family, etc.
That's nice. I mean, asking friends and family, you're always going to get a slightly biased response, aren't you? Because everyone goes, "Oh, you're wonderful."
So, I mean, we say that the next step must be that you ask their friends possibly, and so you're quite right that you don't get a bias within the family, because you want to have a pretty accurate idea of, am I going to be successful or not?
Yeah.
Before I start up.
Yeah.
There's no certainties, of course, when you start a business. But you want to be as confident as you can be before you take that first step.
Now, you were saying right at the start that people can come to you if they can't get finance from a bank or from a traditional source. Are you also a kind of first port of call as well as a last resort in the nicest possible way?
In the ideal world, anybody who wants to apply for finance should go to their bank first, because the initiative was set up to plug that gap where the banks can't help. But by all means, if they want to talk to us first, we're not going to turn them away.
Right. Loads more we can talk about. And if you've got any questions about starting a business, if you have questions about how you're going to finance it, what you need to do, where you need to go, get in touch. #TorbayHour is the easy way of doing that. We'll try and get your question answered before 9 o'clock tonight. Another one of the bands that have been incredibly popular right the way through the last 12 months is Lion Star. We always get tweets the second the song starts. People going, oh yes, Lion Star. They're working incredibly hard. They've been out this weekend working. This is one of the big songs from them, Positive Vibration, on the TorbayHour radio show. If you've been out and about on the music scene across this summer, you will have seen Lion Star. Absolutely brilliant. Positive vibration on the TorbayHour radio show. With the Babacom in, thanks to their continued support, we could not do the show without them. We're talking finance tonight. With Dave Lehman, who's in from Outset Finance, and we've been talking about so much off air. We need to talk about it on air now as well, really, don't we?
Sure.
Now, one of the things which you mentioned, kind of almost in passing, and I should have picked up on it straight away, is the fact that what you can get for people as finance is actually considerably cheaper than a bank would offer them.
Yeah, in the business market realm, absolutely.
And there is a difference, isn't there? Sorry to jump in, but people always assume, oh, well, your interest rate for a mortgage is pennies or, very, very small percentage rates. And they assume that crosses over to the business world. But the banks don't play entirely fair like that, do they? They always say, oh, it's business, we'll pitch everything up.
Yeah, I guess that they're cleverer people than us who work out the
That's
rate
why
of
they
returns.
win seven-figure bonuses, isn't it? But there you go.
And risk reward, I guess it is.
Yeah. So anyway, yes. So you can get them a better deal than the bank, potentially.
By and large, yeah. Potentially. The funding is set at a fixed rate, and I guess the government, when they set this, was not looking to make a profit out of individuals who embarked on the scheme, but to make sure the costs were covered. As regards to what individuals can look to borrow, they can borrow up to 25,000 each. Of course, it's dependent on what do you need to start your business up. Typically, it would be an average of something like 5,000 or 6,000 quid. We do see those who are looking for 25 as well. And in some cases where there's two individuals who are going to run a business, they're looking at 25,000 each.
Now, is the loans against people's houses?
No,
or
they're unsecured personal loans.
Right.
To keep it simple. There are no fees involved, so we're paid by the government to provide this service. And as I mentioned, the rate is fixed at 6.2%, which is pretty good in the unsecured business market. And the term can be up to 5 years to borrow the money as well.
Right. Excellent. What about the time frame involved in getting this sorted? Now, if we came to you with our business plan for our widgets and coffee shop or whatever it was going to be, once we've prepared that business case and brought it to you, what's the time frame to actually get the money through?
Typically, the turnaround is about a month, because often we'll see a business plan and the supporting documents, and we'll have a few more questions to ask, not because we want to put people off or we're nosy, and we just want to get the whole picture, the big picture, so that we can make a good assessment of whether this is a viable business to back or not.
So are you actually the decision maker on this on behalf of the government?
A lot of the time, yes. There are occasions where we have to go out to an underwriting team in London to present a case. But most of the time, yes, we do make the decisions locally. So,
there's a distinct advantage there, isn't there? Because you're assisting in actually writing the business case that you're then going to present to you to make a decision.
That's right. Well, yes and no. I kind of often say to applicants that you've got to do the homework, you've got to do the hard work. We'll definitely give you some pointers in the direction, but it's almost like your first challenge in can you run a business and wear all the different hats. So the first challenge is, can you write a business plan that impresses me effectively?
Sure. Now, is there actually a charge aside from the interest rate, which is charged on the loan? Is there a fee for the service that you offer?
No.
Right. Okay.
No, as I said earlier, we're paid by the government to provide this support, these loans. So no fees involved at all.
Which is great. We like that.
Absolutely.
What would you say if someone's coming to you? What's the biggest mistake that you generally see, either in terms of writing a business case or from a general approach of a business setting up?
Go back to what I mentioned earlier, just proving to me and my team that you have got a market there when you want to start up in business.
Right.
We need quite a bit of evidence to show that it's going to be a viable idea. Whether that be sort of detailed questionnaires and as you said earlier, making sure lots of people, their opinion as to would you buy this product, etc. The other one that I often see is people asking perhaps for too little and thinking that when they start their business up on day one, the floodgates are going to open, the phone's going to be ringing off the hook. Whereas in reality, when you start a business, it ain't like that.
No.
Business grows on a gradual basis. So I will often say to them, okay, you've said you want to borrow £6,000-7,000. Why don't we make that 8,000 to give you that little bit of a buffer?
Right.
And then that will cushion you in the early months as the business grows.
And allow for a bit of marketing spend and all that kind of stuff.
Equally, at the other end of the spectrum, it's amazing how many people say, I want £25,000. And then you get down to the nitty-gritty and find out what they truly need, and then need to sort of bring them back to a realistic figure.
I mean, generally, I suppose people, if you're talking about plumbers getting vans and things, they probably assume they need to go out and spend a lot more on a van than you actually do.
There's pros and cons on both sides.
Yeah.
I understand if you get a brand new van, there's probably a warranty with it, so you haven't got to worry about what if it breaks down, the costs, etc. But equally, you can pick up a second-hand van that's probably perfectly reasonable to run at maybe half a third of the cost.
At least, yeah. Definitely. All right, brilliant. Now, there's still loads more to talk about. Martin, what have we got coming in on the feed? Your fingers are going on a digital and analogue pad there.
I've got going on everything. I've got everything surrounding me at the moment. Right, okay, so we've had Blinkback Video on tonight. They're helping businesses tell their stories through video. Can even make washing machine components interesting, apparently.
Really?
Apparently so. So your widgets, he'll make interesting.
Right, well, there's a challenge.
There's a hell of a challenge. Got a new account again tonight at Change Your Space. If your life is completely cluttered and you're surrounded by stuff and you don't know where to start, then give her a shout.
Okay.
Nice and easy. At Ransom's Lettings, they've got a zero carbon rental property on the books at the moment, which they've been busily showing today by the sounds of it.
Zero carbon?
Zero carbon. That could be an interesting one. So I don't know how they've done that. Maybe lots and lots of trees. It's surrounded by trees.
You'd need to have trees, solar panels, ground source heating and heat exchangers and compost and everything.
Yeah, but
I watch Grand Designs. I haven't got any of it, but I watch Grand Designs.
I've got solar panels. They're great fun. You can tell exactly how sunny it is. Today was sunnier than yesterday.
Really?
Yeah.
Actually, I thought nice.
No, today I made more money than yesterday, and made twice as much as I did on Saturday. So
excellent.
Yeah, fantastic.
All right, go on.
The Jolly Rod. Right. In the studio tonight, we've been chatting off air about businesses in Torbay and Devon that are doing fantastic things that you don't necessarily hear about.
Yes.
And like a bullet out of the thing, at Jolly Roger Models tweeted saying that they've got scrum models going to all the rugby grounds around the UK for the World Cup.
Fantastic.
See, there are things happening in Torbay that you don't necessarily know about, but they are happening all over the country.
We need to start a campaign of finding out the businesses that, and a lot of them are micro businesses, and you might have come across some. Have there been any phenomenal success stories that you've launched maybe in the last 2 or 3 years that have gone on? I mean, one of the big ones was the company in Plymouth. I know they're not in Torbay, that did the poppies for the memorial event at Tower of London. They're a Devon business doing well. There's the Sharpham Vineyards that are doing incredibly well. I know they've been around for some time as well. There must be other micro businesses that are now performing on a global or national scale.
You're absolutely right. I think that we don't shout from the rooftops enough, do we, when we've got success stories, or maybe they want to keep it quiet so no one steals their idea. I don't know.
Well, do you reckon? I reckon there is actually an element of truth to that. People are sometimes kind of, I don't want to say scared, because that's the wrong word for it, but nervous about going up to the next level. They're probably happy just, we're earning a living doing what we're doing, but we don't want to be too much bigger, because businesses reach a critical mass, don't they, when you don't do what you actually go into business to do. So whatever you're doing, if you're making widgets, being an accountant, whatever it is, when you reach a certain size, you're then more worried about the administration of the business and personnel issues and paying the bills and all that kind of stuff, rather than doing what you like doing.
What it started out to do, absolutely, yeah. And that's a different challenge for any business owner, isn't it? To let go of some of those key jobs. Is
this when you're talking about sort of year two financing, perhaps taking on someone to manage the business or to do that kind of detail work so you can actually carry on doing what you're meant to.
Yeah, I mean, we're open to have that conversation because the team that work with me, we've dealt with businesses for between us about 40 odd years. So we kind of do know what we're talking about a lot of the time. We won't be experts in their field, of course, but can give them some good common sense advice.
Brilliant. Right, I want to get all your contact details, everything going on, how people can get in touch with that kind of thing very soon. We've got time for one more song. This one from Sarah Yo. This is massive. Great song. It's called Be Happy.
You lost your way. You used to have things to say, and now your words get twisted out of shape. Now you need to be dragged from your bed. There's no room in your head. You're feeling blue, and I know that your color is red. Wanna see you smile again. Wanna hear you sing again. Wanna see that sparkle back in your eyes. So get up and put your face on. Go put your best pair of jeans on. Come on, come on, come on, and just be happy. Get up and feel lungs up. You gotta get your confidence up. Come on, come on, come on, and just be happy, yeah. And just be happy, yeah. And just be happy. Friend, tell me what I should do. You know that I tell the truth. You can have my ear anytime you choose. You're losing a hold of your grip. Nothing seems to fit. Now you put yourself in your own heart's way. Wanna see you smile again. Wanna hear you sing again. Wanna see that sparkle back in your eyes. So get up and put your face on. Go put your best pair of jeans on. Come on, come on, come on, and just be happy. Get up and feel lungs up. Gotta get your confidence up. Come on, come on, come on, and just be happy, yeah. Oh, and just be happy, yeah. And just be happy. Oh, you can be strong again. Strong again. Oh, you're old enough. Don't let it beat you down. Oh, you can be strong again. Strong again. And all like this, you better make it down. Yeah. So get up and put your face on. Go put your best pair of jeans on. Come on, come on, come on, and just be happy. Get up, feel lungs up. Gotta get your confidence up. Come on, come on, come on, and just be happy. Get up, put
Sarah Yo and Be Happy on the TorbayHour radio show. Thanks to the Babacamin for supporting the show over the past 12 months. It came to a bit of a head, really, I guess, as far as the show was concerned, on Friday night. It's kind of
Yes.
good timing for the awards.
I know that was kind of unplanned, but
happened. So the awards, the TorbayHour Social Media Awards, which were celebrating the successes in social media terms in Torbay, and a glittering bash.
It was really good. all props to Sophie and Harry, who organised the whole thing. Harry did all the staging, Sophie organised everything, and it was a fantastic night. We've had nothing but good feedback,
Which is great. So run through the category winners.
Okay, so the first one we had was Best Facebook Page, sponsored by the Brixham Chamber of Commerce. The winner of that one was West Country Deli.
Ooh.
So
Samples?
Samples, yeah. Yes, I believe we need samples from all of these people.
Okay.
All of these people, one way or another, we need samples.
Right.
So, small business Twitter page sponsored by Francis Clark. Sorry, I should probably point out, I don't know if I did, the best Facebook page was sponsored by Brixham Chamber of Commerce.
Thank you to them.
Thank you very much. The small business Twitter account sponsored by Francis Clark, that was won by Disco Junction, our very own Simon Lee.
Oh.
So they're a bit happy at the moment. They haven't stopped tweeting about it yet, but there you go. The best corporate account sponsored by Hewitt High was sponsored by the English Riviera Trading Company, I think is wrong.
Right.
Them.
Congratulations.
I presented that one.
Couple of glasses, something worse for wear.
Yeah, one glass of Bucks Fizz and I was done.
Right.
Best Integrated Social Media Award, sponsored by Bishop Fleming. That was won by Tor 2. So
okay.
Congratulations to those. The best blog was Life Outside of London. That was sponsored by a cab company. Stephen Guttridge, he came up there and presented that award with me. I'm so sorry, I'm doing really bad. Community Engagement Award sponsored by Kevin Foster. That was won by Fishstock. The best new business sponsored by the Torbay Business Forum. That was Marketing Geeks.
Okay.
The Love Torbay Award. This is where it started getting interesting. So the Love Torbay Award at Brixham Express Ferry Company was sponsored there. That was won by We Are South Devon.
Oh, right, okay.
And then we got onto the King and the Queen.
Right, now these are the ones which were the most hotly contested.
It was, yeah. These ones were where we had the most nominations, the most fun picking them, and probably the most fun on the night, actually. So the King of Twitter, the new King of Twitter, is Paint and Poet.
Paint and Poet.
So he couldn't make the night, but he sent us a poem to read out. So Sophie did a grand job of reading that one out.
He's a bit like Banksy, isn't he? No one knows who he is.
and if you look at his profile picture, he looks a bit like him out of Breaking Bad, Heisenberg. And the queen of social media in Torbay was Vix Briggs.
Indeed, I'd expect nothing less.
Of course, exactly.
Yes.
All the awards were designed by Flossie and Jim. They were absolutely fantastic. I loved seeing them on Friday night. So yeah, they've done a fantastic job of designing those for them. And apparently the award for the best organised night out was us.
Oh, well, there you go.
We got our very own certificate, which we weren't expecting at all, designed by Flossie and Jim as well. So thank you very much, guys.
Can't say fairer than that. Now, Dave, let's wrap this up. I want to know how many, out of all the people that come to you for help, what percentage would you say are successful? It might be a kind of hard one to stick a pin in.
Yeah, I would guess from what we've done over the last year or so, probably 7 in 10 are successful.
Right.
And if they're not successful, we'll give them the reasons why we don't think it's a good idea for them to borrow some money.
So roughly how many people are you helping out each week or month? Or
on a monthly basis, it's probably about 15 new applicants every month.
But that's great, because that's at least 15 people going into business, going into work in this area directly.
That's right. Well, we can help people from all around the country, but because we're based in Devon, I'm a Torquay boy. We've obviously got a bias towards let's help the local business owners get their finance.
Well, you're going to understand this area as well better. It'd be pointless getting someone from Leeds to come to you, wouldn't it? But anyway, there you go. Right, how do people get in touch? Is there a kind of face-to-face opportunity?
There is indeed. I mean, there's a couple of ways to get in touch. Simply go to our website, www.outsetfinance, which is OUTSET finance.com, so www.outsetfinance.com, and leave a message there. And you can register an interest, and one of the team will come and talk to you. Alternatively, if you want to meet us face to face, we've got a couple of events coming up next week where interested individuals can come along and chat to us. Next Wednesday evening between 6 and 8 at the Harbour Works in Vaughan Parade, Torquay.
Okay.
Come along. If you can't make Wednesday, there's one the day before in Plymouth at the HQ building in Union Street. Again, same time between 6 and 8. If you want to book a place on either of those, go to our website, outsetfinance.com, click on the links, which is support, events, and book a place. It's simple as that.
Brilliant, Dave. Thank you so much for coming in tonight.
Guys, thanks for having me tonight.
No problem at all. It's been an education. We'll have to get you back at another time.
Yeah, come on the next anniversary, shall I?
Well, why not? a regular booking. Martin, you got 20 seconds. Wrap it up.
Right, okay, so we have got Babcombe Cliff Railway Mystery Day on Saturday, help solve the crime on Oddicombe Beach. Unleashed Web, they've got a blog on their post about making LinkedIn work for you, a thing we don't talk about very often. If you want to take over Torbay people for a week, let us know, and happy Salami Day.
Nice, like it. Don't forget, Listen Again service on the YouTube channel. We will be back next week at, funnily enough, 8 o'clock for the Torbay Hour. Have a great week, do great business in Torbay and South Devon.
Talking and tweeting business in Torbay and South Devon. This is the Torbay Hour Radio Show.